very awkward bumper. I've took it off. You can see they've cut the front. Golly, that is a crappy weld. Oh my goodness. I was being quiet hoping something would happen, but stand back because I built this myself. But it feels nice and smooth, so it matches the motor. I'm just going to leave it. You know, this motor is 100%, well, yeah, mostly brand new. At the rate my channel has grown, you probably don't even remember this. About a year ago, I traded for this disaster, and I've been Jeep Grand Cherokee. I don't remember what I said. Did I say disaster? The Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's 02 model. It's actually an overland. Somebody has wasted or spent a lot of time on it, and somehow I acquired it. I traded for it. What I traded for it, I think I did okay. It's just the fact of how much I'm going to have in this thing when it's all said and done. And then the fact of I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But not running ain't worth a lot. So if you look, I think right there, I don't think I did much video on it. People don't seem to like building the V8s. But that got bored over 40 over, got fresh pistons and all that. And being the overland, it's the HO, so it's got the high output cams in it. Heads, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it's 40 over, dome top pistons on the HO. Won't get too technical on that, but this thing, man, it's just I don't know the word. So naturally, pretty much can understand what's going on here. Got all this stuff to go back on the motor, get it back in the Jeep, get it running. It's currently got the hydraulic setup for the fan. I don't know what I'm going to do there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but it's got to be running for that to all work out. Real quickly, I'll give you a tour of this Jeep. It's, keep in mind, it's a project. It had this very awkward bumper. I've took it off. You can see they've cut the front. Golly, that is a crappy weld. Oh my goodness. Wow. I've never seen a weld break off with fingers. So that needs to be welded back, braced up. Probably going to end up building bumpers for this thing. You can see it's got a, what is it, Iron Rock off-road long arm. And it's the one that you don't use, but it's like it's not a 3-link setup. What would you call that? It's a radius setup with only 3 mount points. So anyways, dual stabilizers, quick connects, adjustable hardware that's falling apart. I don't think it has gears. That'll be something I do down the road. Of course, CV axles on a Grand Cherokee. If you look at the tires, you can tell how good the setup it is. It's got like 3/4 tread there, and then it's nearly bald out here. So the back tires, ironically, it's actually welded, and the back tires are still good. You can see, just kind of rough. Door, I don't remember. They had the hinges falling off and beating all this stuff, so I've replaced the door with a used one. I'm trying to think. I don't even know the original color of the Jeep. It may actually match. These doors don't match, and I've never seen something so silly. They've rhino-lined the inside of the door. I don't really quite get that. Do have all the door panels for the overland setup. I don't even know what the seats look like. They just got covers on them. Headliner's actually not bad at all, so that's surprising. I gotta get that little trim. Carpet needs clean. Those are actually welded. We'll look at them when we lift it. Yeah, I've got the door panel. This is just the door I threw on to park it. Steering column needs a little work. White faces. I'm sure the seats ain't good. Yeah, it's been sitting. I don't like that transfer case, but that's what it's got for now. Blower resistor, winch controller. Does have a massive dent right here. Not a body man, but thanks to y'all I'm learning. See back here, just filth. I can't figure out, they've got a seat belt bolted to the ground, or body. I don't know what's going on there. This side, not too bad, the same oddly enough door. Yep, just filthy. When I get it on the lift, we'll kind of look underneath it a little better. I was panicking. I was like, what happened to the transfer case? But it's just hanging out there. Hey, it does have the 242 HD. I forgot about that. That's very hard to come by right there. So it's got the upgraded T-case of true 4-link. That's cool. So yeah, we'll get it lifted up and we'll do a better look at it. But it's an absolute project that's going to take a while to get to my likings. So on this particular video, I don't think y'all care about being specific, so I'm gonna get this motor put back together. It's dry. I will show you how we're gonna prime it. I think my brother's got a some kind of fancy system. You prime it through the port. Got that. I ordered some new hoses and stuff, and I ordered a water pump and hoses, and Rock Auto was like, do you want a belt tensioner? I ordered a belt too. And I was like, nah. I get here, that's out, and that one's basically out. So now I need them, but I'll take care of that. Oh, the intake. I forgot about the intake. The story was with the Jeep, he was just driving down the road and it quit running. And I'm pretty sure I can dig up a scene of the way the motor sounded. Filter's absolutely saturated with dirt, mud. Right there. Did you hear that? Y'all can't see it, but the radiator cap is trying to, it's like picking up and down, so. Was just driving and it quit running. The radiator cap's talking to me. That's not good. But it's the HO, so it has the HO intake. It backfired, blew all this out, so I have epoxied the crap out of this. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good, but that's going on the motor right there. So yeah, in the morning, I'm going to work. I guess I forgot how much freaking work a 4.7 is. I'm so used to 4.0s. I ain't worked on a 4.7 in quite a hot minute, but I got the motor in. I'm currently waiting on FedEx, if you can imagine that. Got radiator hose, water pump, belt, and a few more odd and end things just to go on there. So I'll show you in a second. I'm almost there. I think I can crank it today. That's what I was just thinking. I can't put the cooling system on, but we got to prime the oil system. I hope Justin's got a thing to do that for me. And at least crank it, see if we can get it to run, but can't run it long because it'll be dry. So yeah, but now I get to show you, I wouldn't say what a piece of crap this Jeep is, but it's a unit. I don't know if you paid attention, I've got the front end ratchet strap down because by the time you go up, down, up, down, up, down on the lift, the way the track bar pulls the axle sideways, it'll have the axle pulled like way over here. So when you let the lift down, the tire's over here, and it'll actually push the body over, and it winds up walking the Jeep like plumb into the lift arm, especially one of this magnitude here. So I've got the axle pulled up where it can't come back down. So turn the headlight on. Oh, headlight is dead, imagine that. All right. Headlights back on, camera may die, but here we are, stock axle. You can see this weird goofy thing here. I guess that's how you adjust the camber of the axle. Sway bar disconnects look like they're not installed properly in my opinion, but stretched all them out of there. Still got to tighten that. Oddly enough, stock steering. It's kind of strange, but that'll probably get changed. If you've ever seen my other one, it's got about the same lift on it, and it drives amazing. I can already tell you this Jeep's probably not going to drive great at all. Dual stabilizers, of course. Bet we're going to be fighting death wobble with this thing, but we will see. That actually don't feel bad at all. drive shaft, I've got to rebuild the drive shaft, so it's not going in yet. WJSTD. Yeah, you can see that's been walking around there too. These bushings ain't bad. The rear is a different story. When you see them, you'll be like, golly. So, don't want these cats here, but I currently don't have a downpipe, so got them. You can see the transmission's filthy. Maybe it's good. Custom exhaust hanging off there with a downpipe. And I did check the fluid. These cases are actually worth a lot of money. Hard to come by. The 242 HDs. They got the bigger output shaft. I would bet they got the bigger chain, but I don't know that. Bigger that. 1330 joints there. Well, that's weird. It's got a 1310. Huh. Maybe a WJ thing. But anyways, still be fine. But check out these bushings. They're completely blowed out. So gotta fix them. Those actually don't look too bad. That bushing's trying to blow out. That one's actually still together. This one, the screws have fell out and it's like all, oh god, it's a mess. And that bushing's actually not bad. So, well, that one's completely blowed out too. So, it needs basically the whole rear suspension rebuilt to be the word I would use. Magnet's working. What else? What else? What else? The vent line, you can see it's not participating at all. Brake line's just, well, we'll use the word hanging out. Pretty simple to say that. It's welded, and that's what, honestly don't really know what I'm doing with this Jeep yet, but you can tell it's been off-roaded, and a lot of people probably like it that way, but it's just not me. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the Jeep, but I don't personally want it welded. So I feel like at some point these axles will come out. We'll do a full rebuild of everything. Probably re-gear it, get rid of the welded diff. Yeah, the back tires are pretty decent. Front ones I showed you about wore out. But I think that's it. I'll let it down. We'll kind of look at the motor and got to prime the oil system. That's what I was going to say. When I was putting the torque converter bolts in, you know, this motor's 100%, well, yeah, mostly brand new. And, you know, new motors usually hard to turn over. I was just spinning it. It was just free and easy. I was like, what in the world? And then I was putting the top back on the motor. I realized I'd never bought spark plugs. So I had to go buy some expensive spark plugs. So now top side, I mean, we ain't really looking at much. It's just a used motor. Still got to finish the PCV system. I got the little hose that goes from there to the intake. And then from the heads to, well, that's the story. That stupid thing right there, if you remember the first video, that's the reason this whole scenario happened. I got a different story, but if you remember the other video, the engine was full of mud. So they splashed a mud hole.
You're seeing it as it's happening.
Yeah.
He's lying. He glued it on there a second ago.
Hey!
Oh my goodness.
Dome tops. I mean, I think we can just hone it and move on. Like, you think so?
That's what Dick said.
Sucked it full of mud, locked it up, rusted the cylinders out. It's a mess. And then that's the HO block, so I had to use that block. That's why it's bored 40 over. Probably should have went 50 over, but they don't make pistons, so, and they're in metric, so it's like 2 millimeters maybe. I might be putting that back on there for my preference, but I don't like that thing. I've noticed they've moved the washer fluid up here. I can't believe I just noticed that. I don't think it's a WJ, because there's a WJ sitting behind that window. I don't know what that's off of, but they've relocated it, rewired it, so don't really want to have to go moving that. So we might just leave that intake for now. Still got to make the decision on the radiator. But let's see if Justin will prime this for me, get some oil in it, and I guess we can fire it up the way it sits. Alright, so I went and got this. I didn't know if Justin had to show me how to do this, but it's extremely complicated and simple at the same time. I'm going to pour my oil in here. I poured your oil in here. I'm going to pour it back, Justin. And then you thread this on, and you hook air into it. You got a regulator, you can set the pressure. I don't think it really matters. It's set on 60. And then you got a valve. And the only thing I ain't figured out exactly is, like he said, you don't want to run it dry and then be pumping air through your motor, because would you really benefit? So I guess you just have to pour it in there, do it, and then check it. I don't know. I meant to show you, I don't think I did, but the way the 4.7 is designed, there's a huge air pocket that for the like the lifters and the heads and all that. So this is probably pretty important on a dry motor. And 530 on overhead cam motors. Well, I'm sure it's changed by now. On the 4.7 anyways. I guess when I get done I can pour what's left in the back of the bottle into the motors. It looks about like 2 quarts. Let's see what happens. And this thing just screws in where your oil filter or oil pressure sensor goes. So pretty easy. I'm pretty sure everybody realizes the oil pumps drove off the crankshaft, so you can't prime it unless you're spinning the motor over, which kind of beats the whole point of priming the system. Unlike a 4.0 where you can prime it with a drip. So let's charge her up. Very scary. Digital gauge, 59. Now, this is so weird. I was being quiet, hoping something would happen, but oh, I heard it come out the lifters. Try it again. You can hear the lifters getting tense. That's pretty cool. So if it made it up to lifters, I feel like we've got the whole engine prime. Let's see how much we used. I was scared to do that earlier, but the regulator's just working in reverse. Otherwise, that would be like a bead blasted for a tire. It'd make a mess. Dang, the Jeep's so tall, I'm trying to get y'all the camera to focus down here and focus at the Jeep too. It's kind of awkward. Oh, looks like we used a lot of oil. Yeah, I don't even think there's enough worth pouring back out. Justin sees me laying this on some dirty, nasty stuff. Let's see. Maybe it didn't use a whole lot to prime it with. Well, that's about all I put in there. Or used about all that I put in there. That'd be close enough. I'll put his oil back in there, pour this in, and get a battery and the oil sensor in, and we should be good to go. Alright, got it all ready to go. I'm slightly nervous. Let me make sure the key's off. But I feel like I have every reason to be nervous. Key was on. I don't know, I just feel like that's a good practice not to arc a battery out with a key on. Probably doesn't hurt nothing, but just something I try to avoid. In theory, it should fire right up. Should. Well, I had to prime the fuel system, but just a little nervous. Wind don't work yet. It's actually got gas in it. That's weird. So weird. The oil pressure gauge is already showing what it's supposed to show while it's running. Pretty sure I hooked the starter up. Yeah. Might not be shoved down in there far enough where I was tinkering with it the other day, or a year ago, honestly. Nothing to the starter. Oh, wrong relay, wrong relay. That's for the wipers. I don't remember the key not working, that's odd. Well, we'll guess just start it out here. These are bad about the ignition switch, so I kind of wonder if that's the problem. Stand back, because I built this myself. Freaking alternator don't work. That's used when I put on there too. Everything sounds good. I don't like this, but I think getting all the fuel rails cleaned out and stuff is a big help. I wonder about the O2 system, which they shouldn't be using those O2 systems right now. Ain't no water. Alright, well, it's running. I feel like I hear a miss, but he's been throwing coils at it, so we'll get it figured out. I ain't saying this thing's a piece of junk. More along the line of a disaster. I thought I heard the radio inside making a hissing noise. The brake booster's out. That's golly. How many miles on this thing? I don't think miles even matters now. It's just it's seen a lot. 203. Yeah. I've seen a lot more miles than that. Alright, well, I'll see y'all when FedEx shows up. Alright, the next day, ironically, it showed up. Rock Auto. Some of these parts I'm pretty sure for something else. As many projects as I keep going, it's pretty hard to keep up with well, yeah, y'all know. If not, let's see. Upper hose. Lower hose. I ordered thermostats just to have them. Pretty sure that one's got a new premium grade belt. It'll work. I don't know what this is. It's a Buick. These are motor mounts for my white Grand Cherokee. Got a race coming up. I'm gonna put them on. That was my water pump. I ordered a water pump, but I don't know. I'm gonna look at this one. I think this one's good. So. It don't have a year on it, but it feels nice and smooth. So it matches the motor. I'm just gonna leave it. So let me get this thing finished up. Maybe drive it today. Kind of nervous. I'm afraid it's gonna be a disaster. All right, I think, pretty sure we got about everything buttoned up. I feel like we're still gonna be fighting a miss, but I couldn't run it long enough without no coolant. And just so happened the coolant is nasty, so I'm running water, but before it pulls out of the shop, it's gotta have antifreeze because it's close to winter. I just can't envision what kind of bumper I'm gonna build for this thing, but it's a project, pretty sure y'all understand by now, but let's see how it runs, see if we can get the mist out of it. And yeah, get the coolant all flushed out, drained out, put some antifreeze in it. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Alright. Still had to fix the key, but I'll get to that. I'm just trying to, go down my list. I bet it's the ignition switch. This can probably sit outside and all that crap. It's still in there. Alright, here we go. Power steering's probably gonna whine. I feel like it's better than it was. The hydraulic fan, I forgot to get a zip tie out of it, and I think the hydraulic fan took care of the zip tie. I'm gonna let the check engine light do its thing. Usually I start unplugging coils till I find the miss, but we'll give it a chance, see if it cleans up. It's just very inconsistent. I don't think we put cams in it, but it sounds like it. Power steering. Still bad. Oh, that's all. No, actually, it's pretty good. I forgot about the brake booster, it just bummed me out more, but getting there. Oil pressure's good. Still don't know what to do about the intake. Figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna let it run for a little while and see what it does, and see if the transmission is any good. I feel like it should be, but never know. I'm just gonna see if it'll take gear at all. Maybe it's just low. I could be dead wrong, but I've been revving it up. And it seems to rev out okay. I highly, highly doubt it, but just makes me wonder. Come back here. It's got one of them things, stickers. I really doubt it. I mean, I feel like even with a programmer, I feel like it would idle a little better, but again, could be O2 sensors at this point, so we'll drive it, see what it does. Yep. Only dilemma I thought about, which kind of sucks, but maybe it'd be alright, is, do you remember the old video, the motor was full of mud? Okay, so that means if it went into the motor, that mud went into that intake, and that's the same intake. At this point, Dex is going to just keep revving it up. Hopefully it'll pass it on through, help break the rings in, be good to go. Should be ready for a test drive in just a second. I cannot find an air filter anywhere. These are junk. I don't care to keep this system, but like right there, you can pretty much see through them. They're coming apart, they're falling apart. So if I put that on there, it's for sure gonna suck stuff down in the motor. I was fixing to drive it, and I forgot the fender and the bumper was up there. That'd been a noisemaker. So I think no air filter, I'll be all right. Dummy, it don't crank with a key. Imagine having to do this every time. See, it's got like a little miss there. It's weird. We'll see. It's got green injectors, and I try to preach this. It's one of those nobody listens to me, but aftermarket injectors suck bad. Very low quality. Oh yeah. Y'all thought I was kidding. What? It works. This is my first time. Finally got a window mount. Get that. Alright. Come on. Alright. I'm gonna wear my seatbelt on this one. I'm expecting noises. Death wobble. I hope it don't, but that's just what I'm expecting. Oh man, windshield is filthy. Probably all y'all can hear is hissing noise. Got power. Shoot, I can't go that way because I have to be staring in the sun, so we'll go this way. Oh, I forgot about it being welded. tried to do a little drift and it pushed the entire front end. I think that was first gear. I mean, this thing should have power. It's a high output, 40 over. Probably not stock gears. New belt and new everything. Well, not tensioner, but it squeaks. What in the world? Still got that same old mist. I'll throw the code reader on there and see what it pops up. It's got a little bit of a inconsistent run. But made it back to the shop, so that's good. Sounds sluggish too. Oh, I think I did say it. I do want to get rid of them cats because they're probably stopped up with mud, but I don't think I had a downpipe, so that's just temporary. But let me hook the code reader up. Alright, some kind of strange codes. Self-test, what does it say? Replace PCM and then fuel pump, fuel filter. I don't really get that, but kind of wonder if that's to do with the injectors, maybe right there. Battery temperature. I think I plugged it back up. I may not have because I forgot about it. Same code, so nothing about misses. Yep. See if the O2 sensors are working. Ironically, all the O2 sensors seem to be doing what they're supposed to. I think, other than, yeah, that one's working. So they're fluctuating, that's good. Time will tell. Sluggish. That's what I'm gonna lean towards them catalytic converters, but for this thing, I'm gonna flush the coolant out, and that's about it for now. I'm gonna take a break on it. I'm gonna say next time we'll probably try to get the I don't know what next time will be. We got axles, bearings, gears, bushings, fenders, interior. It's a disaster. So anyway, appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I truly mean it. I enjoy this stuff, and I'm glad y'all watch it. It just works out. So it's a huge win-win for me. And so yeah, I always take ideas from comments, so y'all know what to do. Have a good day. All right, something seems off. I just whipped out my phone. I wasn't even going to add this part, but my detail shop, they're pretty fast. This thing is actually not that bad. I was kind of dreading it. She took the seat covers off. I mean, it's got a tear there. The top's actually immaculate. The suede or whatever you call that. That's nice. That's nice. That one has some wear, but so she kept complaining there's mud in, oh my gosh, everything. But carpet is actually not bad. I don't know why there's a dustpan. That cleaned up. You know, there's mud in the door jambs. Back seat, still gotta clean it out. Those seats are good. Those are good. That suede feels great. Gotta take them off. Carpet down there, I mean, there's a little dust coming out of there, but it's not bad. Full of junk. This side, same thing. Carpet's pretty good. Seats ain't bad. Sweet. Still got to swap this door panel out. I've got the matching one. But I mean, this is the driver's seat. This is the one that should be, you know, terrible. I mean, it needs a little foam right there, but I mean, the leather's not even tore. That's crazy. Like I said, I've got the ring to go around there. Just got some dust. And yeah, figure out what I'm gonna do with the thing. Y'all let me know. Y'all know what to do. Have a good day.